Thanks, Dad. Uh, those of you that have been to a previous luncheon, you know this is normally his time slot. We're switching it up this year. Dad's such a great speaker. I kind of feel like you guys are getting the short end of the stick having to listen to me instead. It's like if you turn on the TV and you're looking for the Texas football game, but the only one on is the A&M game. You'll watch it because it's on, but this won't be as good. My name is Matt Harris. I'm Tom and Ellen's son and Jordan's brother, and all joking aside, I am honored to be up here speaking to everyone today, not just as a board member of the foundation, but as a brother who lost his sister to suicide. Jordan was an amazing person, as well as a fantastic older sister to Alicia and me. Growing up, I really felt like she just got it. She was so smart, and she proved it often, not only with her grades in school, but in outmaneuvering me in arguments and pulling a fast one over on me every now and then. Just to give an example of what type of sister and person she was, once when I was about 12, I went to the barbershop with Dad, and at this point in my life, I was developing into a moody and stubborn teenager, and I was insistent that I was right on everything, including haircuts. So when I got my haircuts during those days, Dad was usually pretty good about not saying anything after they were over. On this particular visit, I'm not sure what happened, but there was clearly some miscommunication with the barber because when I was finished, my hair was short on the top and the sides and long in the back. I'm not usually one for controversial statements, so I'm just gonna come out and say it. Mullets are not good haircuts. We went back home, Dad glancing over at me, but to his credit, not saying anything. We walked through the door, Jordan took one look at me and started laughing for a solid 3 minutes. Then she told me to follow her, took me in the bathroom, and she fixed my hair. And that story is actually a pretty good representation of the type of person she was. When she saw a problem, she was great at finding the humor in it and better about trying to fix it. In the days following Jordan's passing 7.5 years ago, it was the most lost I'd ever felt. My older sister, who I had always viewed as this extraordinary, brilliant, near-perfect role model, was gone. I thought she was going to show me the way into adulthood, like she'd show me the way through adolescence, high school, and college. I'd expected to watch her go out and change the world, bring joy to everyone like she had to so many people already in her entirely too short life. I ran the gamut of emotions during that time. I was angry, I was deeply upset, I was pissed off, shocked, and guilty. I felt so guilty that I hadn't seen it coming, that I hardly knew anything about what she had been going through, and I didn't do more to try and convince her to stay. As the days turned to weeks and months, the tears were replaced by numbness that was difficult to come out of. My lows weren't as low, sure, but my highs weren't as high either. I didn't want to feel anything, because then it wouldn't hurt as much if something else happened. However, over time, my thoughts and feelings did start to shift in a more positive direction. It was a very slow process, but I started to feel again. I started to remember the good times with Jordan, and it was definitely sad sometimes, but it brought such a deep joy to think about her, and still does. Even after she's gone, she's still bringing us joy. I couldn't have done it without the people that were there for me during that time, and as things started to get better, I developed a deeper appreciation for the community around my family and me that was there for us when we needed them most. From the bottom of my heart, I can never thank this community of friends, family, and mental health professionals enough. It was the support of the community that really helped the foundation get off the ground. And I truly feel that it is shining a light on a conversation that so many of us are still unsure how to have. I guess for my purposes today, I would start that conversation by acknowledging how big a problem mental health issues and suicide still is. Now, I was born in 1991, which puts me smack dab in the middle of the millennial generation. I'm sure you've heard of us. We're the ones that ask for avocados on all of our meals and are apparently ruining everything. Unfortunately, my generation is struggling immensely with the issue of suicide. As of 2017, it is the second leading cause of death among those between the ages of 15 to 34 in America. And while younger Americans have consistently had lower suicide rates than middle-aged and older adults, the suicide rates for those ages 15 to 34 have been rising much faster than older Americans. That's why the work the foundation has been doing over the past 6 years has been so critical. Even though I no longer live in North Texas, it's clear what a tremendous impact the foundation has had on this community. From the Hope Squad program, which is now in over 80 schools, to $300,000+ that have been raised for depression research, the team behind the foundation has made prodigious strides in its relatively short existence. This may be an obvious sentiment, but the foundation is especially meaningful to me when I think about my sister, how much of a humanitarian she was, and how important she thought it was to put others' needs ahead of her own. I know that this foundation is the best possible way to honor her. Beyond that, I can't think about the foundation without thinking about my parents and the tireless efforts they put into the foundation in order to make it the success that it is today. Considering not only the work they've done for the foundation, but the 20 years of raising funds and awareness for sudden infant death syndrome before that, I am just in awe of the type of incredible people my parents are, and I am profoundly honored to call them mom and dad. When we lost Jordan, I was still in school. I just entered my 20s, and my biggest concern was how I would do on any upcoming exam. Now, I just turned 28 years old, which is 6 years older than Jordan was when she died, which is still baffling to think about. I'm a working adult, living in a house with my wife and our dog, and yet I still find myself looking to Jordan for guidance, just like I did when she was with us. Besides my parents, she was the best mentor I could have asked for several reasons, not the least of which was that she was always driven to do good, to help others. Now, here we are in year 6 of the foundation that was created in her name with the same goals in mind. In order to achieve those goals, I'm asking you to open your hearts, your wallets, to support our goals and our community and continue to bring the conversation to light. Thank you.